The stars glittered against the black canvas of space as the USS Defiant cut through the void, its engines humming with quiet efficiency. Captain Lisa Morgan stood on the bridge, her blue uniform crisp and her posture perfect. She gazed at the main view screen showing their destination, Centauri Prime, home of the Galactic Council. "Captain, we'll reach the Centauri system in approximately 6 hours," said Navigator Ryan Cooper, his fingers dancing across the control panel. Lisa nodded. "Good. That gives us time to review the diplomatic protocols again. For 30 years, humanity had possessed faster-than-light travel. In that relatively short time, they had established colonies on 7 planets and made contact with 15 alien species. But this meeting was different. This was the first official invitation to present their case before the Galactic Council, a governing body that had existed for over 10,000 years. "Are you nervous, Captain?" asked First Officer Jack Peterson, his voice low so only she could hear. Lisa smiled slightly. "Wouldn't you be? We're about to meet representatives of 47 species who think we're barely out of our evolutionary diapers." Jack chuckled. "They may be older, but I'd bet on human ingenuity against their complacency any day." The Galactic Council had been watching Earth for centuries, observing as humans progressed from horseback to space shuttles in the blink of an eye. Cosmically speaking, no other known species had advanced so quickly from discovering electricity to achieving interstellar travel. "Communications Officer Winters, any new transmissions from Centauri Prime?" Lisa asked. Alan Winters, a man with a gift for languages, turned from his station. "Nothing new, Captain. Just the same welcome message and docking instructions." "And the tone? Any hidden meanings you can detect?" Alan frowned slightly. "They're being polite, but I sense condescension, like they're welcoming a child to the adults' table." Lisa wasn't surprised. From what they had learned, the Council viewed humans as primitive but potentially useful. Earth's location in the galactic arm made it strategically valuable, and humans had shown remarkable adaptability. But respect? That would need to be earned. Chief Engineer Samantha Kelly's voice came over the ship's comm system. "Captain, I've completed the final diagnostics on our drive systems. All green across the board." "Thank you, Sam. Any luck with those efficiency improvements?" "Yes, ma'am. I've squeezed another 3% out of the reactors. Not much, but every little helps." Lisa smiled. This was why she believed in humanity's future among the stars. People like Samantha found ways to improve, to adapt, to overcome limitations. It was in their DNA. Security Chief Olivia Martinez approached with a data pad. "Captain, I've completed the security assessment for our visit. We'll be allowed a small honor guard, but our weapons must remain locked in quantum-sealed containers." "Standard protocol," Lisa replied. "What's your take on their security forces? From what we know, they rely heavily on automated systems and energy barriers. Their personal security teams are there mostly for show." Olivia's expression remained neutral, but Lisa could read between the lines. The Council's complacency extended to their defenses. The next few hours passed in efficient preparation. The bridge crew reviewed protocols, studied alien customs, and ran simulations of possible diplomatic scenarios. Lisa retreated to her ready room to review her presentation one last time. A chime at her door interrupted her thoughts. "Enter." Medical Officer Nathan Grant stepped in, carrying a small case. "Captain, I've prepared the requested medical kit. It contains remedies for any likely reaction you might have to alien environments." "Thank you, Doctor. Any special concerns?" Nathan placed the case on her desk. "The Centauri atmosphere is slightly higher in oxygen than Earth standard. You might experience lightheadedness until you adjust. The injections in the blue vial will help if needed." Lisa appreciated his thoroughness. Nathan had spent years studying alien physiology as a hobby, and his knowledge had proven invaluable on first contact missions. "Captain to the bridge," came Winter's voice over the comm. When Lisa arrived, she found the bridge crew gathered around the communication station. "Report," she ordered. "Captain, I'm picking up a distress signal. Alan said, his expression concerned. It's coming from the Tarosa system, about half a light year off our current route. Put it through. Static filled the speakers. Then a panicked voice broke through. Help! Novari merchant vessel Starlight. Under attack. Krell raiders. Please, go anyone, the message repeated, growing weaker each time. The Novari, said Jack. They're one of the council races, aren't they? Tactical Officer Daniel Wright nodded. Yes, sir. Peaceful traders. No significant military to speak of. And the Krell? Lisa asked, though she already knew the answer. Violent species, Daniel replied. The council has failed to contain them for centuries. They're raiders, pirates. They attack, loot, and disappear. Lisa studied the star chart. The Tarosa system wasn't far, but diverting would make them late for their council meeting. Protocol was clear. As new petitioners to the council, they were to proceed directly to Centauri Prime without delay. Captain, Jack said quietly. Our orders. Lisa looked around at her crew. I know our orders, Jack. But there's another order that predates Starfleet. It's the law of the sea, as old as sailing itself. We help those in distress. She straightened her uniform. Mr. Cooper, plot a course to the Tarosa system. Maximum speed. Mr. Winters, send a message to Centauri Prime explaining our delay. Mr. Wright, prepare for possible hostile engagement. Yes, Captain. They responded in unison. As the USS Defiant changed course, Lisa felt a mixture of concern and determination. This wasn't how she had planned their first formal interaction with the Galactic Council, but perhaps it was fitting. If the Council wanted to understand humanity, they needed to see that humans would always choose to help others in need, even at their own expense. The stars shifted on the view screen as the ship accelerated. In the silence of the bridge, navigator, Cooper spoke what everyone was thinking. Those Krell raiders are in for a surprise. Lisa allowed herself a small smile. Indeed they were. The Defiant might be classified as an exploration vessel, but like all human ships, it was built with the understanding that space was vast, dangerous, and unpredictable, and humans, for all their youth among the stars, had never gone unprepared into the unknown. Time to Tarosa system? She asked. 43 minutes at current speed, Cooper replied. Shields at full. Weapons on standby. Ordered Wright. Lisa nodded and took her seat in the command chair. Let's go save some lives. The USS Defiant dropped out of faster-than-light travel at the edge of the Tarosa system. Captain Lisa Morgan leaned forward in her command chair, eyes fixed on the main view screen. Scan the area, she ordered. Find that distress signal. Officer, Alan Winters worked quickly at his station. Signal located, Captain. It's coming from the third quadrant near the asteroid belt. On screen, Lisa commanded. The view screen shifted to show a chaotic scene. A sleek silver ship with flowing lines was trying to maneuver through a dense asteroid field. 3 larger dark vessels with jagged edges pursued it, firing energy beams that lit up the darkness of space. The silver ship matches Novari design, said First Officer Jack Peterson. The others are definitely Krell raiders. Tactical Officer Daniel Wright analyzed the scene. The Novari ship has taken heavy damage. Their engines are failing. The Krell ships are playing with them. Like cats with a mouse, Lisa said quietly. Mr. Winters, open a channel to the Novari vessel. After a moment of static, a panicked face appeared on screen. The alien had light blue skin, large eyes, and no visible hair. Blood of a deeper blue color ran from a cut on its forehead. This is Captain Neal of the Starlight, the alien said, his voice shaking. Who? Captain Neal, I'm Captain Lisa Morgan of the Earth vessel USS Defiant. We're responding to your distress call. Relief washed over the alien's face, then confusion. Earth? You're human? But humans don't patrol this sector. We were on our way to Centauri Prime, Lisa explained. We diverted when we heard your call. A loud explosion rocked the Novari ship and Captain Neal was thrown sideways. Please, he begged, help us. We're a simple trading vessel. We carry only cultural artifacts and medical supplies. We'll help, Lisa assured him. Try to keep your ship stable, Defiant out. She turned to her crew. Options? The Krell outnumber and outgun us, Daniel reported. Each of their ships carries twice our firepower. Can we outmaneuver them? Lisa asked. Navigator Ryan Cooper studied the tactical display. In open space it would be difficult, but in that asteroid field, I can work with that. Captain, interrupted Winters, the Krell ships are hailing us. Lisa nodded. On screen. The view screen changed to show a reptilian face with small, cruel eyes and rows of sharp teeth. The Krell captain wore some kind of metal armor adorned with what looked like trophies. Unknown vessel, the Krell growled. This is Captain Drazak of the Krell hunting pack. This is Krell business. Leave now or be destroyed. Lisa stood up, her face calm. This is Captain Lisa Morgan of the Earth vessel USS Defiant. You are attacking a civilian ship in neutral space. That makes it our business. The Krell's eyes narrowed. Earth? The new species? He laughed, a harsh sound like grinding metal. Your ship is tiny. You have no place here. Last warning. Leave or die. I have a counteroffer, Lisa said evenly. Release the Novari vessel, and we'll allow you safe passage out of this system. Drazak stared at her for a moment, then burst into laughter. Two other Krell joined in from off-screen. You? Allow us? Drazak's voice dripped with mockery. Your species has been in space for what, a few decades? The Krell have hunted the stars for millennia. Then perhaps it's time for you to learn some new lessons, Lisa replied, defiant out. As the screen went dark, Security Chief Olivia Martinez spoke up. Captain, permission to prepare boarding teams? If we can get close enough, we might be able to rescue the Novari crew. Prepare them. But hold for now, Lisa ordered. Mr. Wright, analyze their weapon systems. Find me weaknesses. Daniel worked quickly. Their ships have powerful forward cannons, but their point defense systems are minimal. They rely on intimidation and raw power, not precision. They've never needed precision, Jack noted. Most civilian ships surrender immediately. Chief Engineer Samantha Kelly's voice came over the comm. Captain, I've studied their energy signatures. Their shields are strong but inflexible. They can't quickly redirect power. Good work, everyone, Lisa said. Here's the plan. We're going to show these Krell that humanity fights smarter, not bigger. She turned to Ryan. Mr. Cooper, can you plot a course through that asteroid field that keeps us partially covered but gives us clear firing lines? Ryan's fingers flew across his console. Already done, Captain. It's risky, but I can do it. Mr. Wright, prepare. Micro-drones for launch. I want detailed scans of their weak points. Micro-drones ready, Captain. Lisa activated the ship-wide comm. All hands battle stations. This is not a drill. She turned to Jack. First Officer Peterson, activate the chameleon hull. Jack smiled slightly. They won't know what hit them. The USS Defiant moved forward, approaching the asteroid field where the Novari ship was desperately trying to evade its pursuers. One of the Krell ships broke off to intercept the human vessel. They're targeting us, Daniel reported. Energy weapons charging. Steady, Lisa commanded. Wait for my order. The Krell ship fired, a bright beam of energy lancing toward the Defiant. At the last second, Lisa gave the order. Evasive maneuvers, pattern Delta. Ryan's hands moved with incredible speed. The Defiant rolled and dropped, the energy beam missing by meters. The human ship then darted into the asteroid field, using the space rocks as partial cover. Launch micro-drones, Lisa ordered. Dozens of tiny devices, each no larger than a coin, shot out from the Defiant, spreading in all directions. Within seconds, they began transmitting data. I'm getting detailed scans, Daniel reported. Their engine shielding is weaker on the port side, and there's a gap in their sensor array near what appears to be their bridge section. The Krell ship fired again, this time hitting the Defiant's shields. The bridge shook slightly. Shields holding at 92%, reported engineering. The Krell captain appeared on screen again. Your pathetic vessel cannot withstand our weapons. Surrender now. Lisa ignored him. Mr. Wright, target their port engine shielding. Precision strike only. We want to disable, not destroy. Targeting, Captain. Daniel's hands moved confidently across his console. Ready. Fire. The Defiant released a concentrated beam that slipped past the Krell ship's main shields and struck exactly where Daniel had aimed. The result was immediate. The Krell vessel lurched to one side, spinning, slightly as one of its engines failed. On screen, Captain Drazak looked shocked. "How did you—" "That was a warning," Lisa interrupted. "The next shot disables your weapons. The one after that, your life support. Stand down now." For a moment, Drazak seemed uncertain, an expression that didn't appear natural on his predatory face. Then rage took over. "All ships, destroy the human vessel." All three Krell ships turned toward the Defiant, momentarily forgetting their Navari prey. Lisa smiled. "Just as planned. Mr. Cooper, execute maneuver Bravo 6. "Yes, Captain," Ryan replied, a look of intense concentration on his face. The Defiant suddenly accelerated, weaving through the asteroid field with impossible precision, drawing the Krell ships deeper into the dangerous terrain. One Krell ship, moving too quickly, scraped against a large asteroid, sending it tumbling. "Captain Neal," Lisa called over the comm to the Novari ship. "This is your chance. Set course for the edge of the system. We'll keep them busy." "Thank you, Captain Morgan," the Novari replied, his voice filled with gratitude. "We won't forget this." As the Novari ship limped away, the Defiant continued its deadly dance with the Krell raiders, the true test of human ingenuity against alien aggression about to begin. The asteroid field became a battlefield unlike anything the Krell had ever seen. The USS Defiant moved like a dancer among the floating rocks, never staying in one place for more than a few seconds. Captain Lisa Morgan watched the tactical display with intense focus. "They're trying to surround us," First Officer Jack Peterson noted, pointing to the three Krell ships attempting to form a triangle around the Defiant. "Let them try," Lisa replied calmly. "Mr. Cooper, continue evasive pattern Theta. Navigator." Ryan Cooper nodded, his hands never pausing on the controls. The ship responded to his touch like it was part of him. The Defiant dipped under a large asteroid, used its thrusters to spin 180 degrees while continuing its forward momentum, then darted between two smaller rocks that the bulkier Krell ships couldn't follow through. "One Krell ship is cut off from the others," Tactical Officer Daniel Wright reported. "Target their weapon systems," ordered Lisa. "Disable only." The Defiant fired a precise burst at the isolated Krell vessel. The beam struck exactly where intended, causing the Krell ship's main cannon to power down. On the main view screen, they could see the Krell captain, Drazak, growing increasingly frustrated. "How are they doing this?" he roared at his crew. "It's just one small ship." Security Chief Olivia Martinez allowed herself a small smile. "They really don't understand what they're dealing with, do they?" "Incoming," Daniel shouted as the two remaining armed Krell ships fired simultaneously. "Activate point defense grid," Lisa commanded. Instantly, dozens of tiny energy beams shot out from the Defiant, intercepting the incoming Krell weapons fire. Most of the energy was dispersed before it could hit the shields. Shields still at 86%, reported Chief Engineer Samantha Kelly from Engineering. In his ship, Captain Drazak stared in disbelief. "What just happened? How did they block our attack?" His second-in-command, a scarred Krell warrior, looked equally confused. "Unknown technology. They have some kind of pre-shield defense system." "Impossible," Drazak snarled. "No species uses point defense energy grids. They're too complex to operate in battle conditions." Back on the Defiant, Lisa was preparing the next phase. "Mr. Wright, status of the chameleon hull?" "Fully charged and ready, Captain. Activate on my mark." Lisa waited until all three Krell ships had a clear line of fire. "Mark!" The next attack from the Krell ships hit the Defiant directly. But instead of the shields flaring as expected, the hull of the human ship seemed to shimmer and absorb the energy. For a moment, the Defiant glowed with the captured power. "Chameleon hull at maximum capacity," Daniel reported. "Ready to redirect." "Target the lead ship's propulsion system," Lisa ordered. "Fire!" The absorbed energy shot back at the Krell, but now controlled and focused by the Defiant systems. It struck the lead Krell ship's engines, causing them to sputter and fail. On the Novari ship, which had reached a safe distance but was still observing the battle, Captain Neil and his crew watched in amazement. "I've never seen anything like this," Neil said to his first officer. "The human ship is so small compared to the Krell vessels, yet they're winning. Their technology is unlike anything in Council records," the first officer replied. "And look at how they fight, not with brute force but with precision and strategy." The Defiant continued its incredible maneuvers, never presenting an easy target. When a Krell ship managed to get a lock, the point defense grid or the chameleon, hull neutralized the threat. "Captain," Communications Officer Alan Winters reported, "I'm picking up transmissions between the Krell ships. They're confused and arguing about what to do." "Good," Lisa said. "Let's add to their confusion." Mr. Wright launched the holographic decoys. 4 perfect copies of the Defiant suddenly appeared, each moving in different directions. The Krell ships hesitated, unsure which was the real target. "All decoys launched and functioning," Daniel confirmed. "The Krell are splitting their fire." The bridge crew of the Defiant worked with perfect coordination. No one panicked, no one hesitated. Years of drills and training had prepared them for exactly this type of situation. Medical Officer Nathan Grant stood ready in sickbay, but so far not a single crew member had been injured. The Defiant's defensive systems were performing beyond expectations. One of the Krell ships, frustrated by the decoys, turned and fired a massive energy blast at a nearby asteroid, hoping the debris would hit the real Defiant. "Asteroid breaking. Up," Ryan reported. "Debris incoming." "Defensive pattern echo," Lisa ordered calmly. The Defiant fired precise low-power beams at the largest chunks of asteroid, breaking them into smaller pieces that the shields could easily handle. The smaller fragments bounced harmlessly off the energy barrier surrounding the ship. Captain Drazak was now in a full rage. "This is impossible. They're just humans. They've barely left their home system." His second-in-command looked nervous. "Captain, our ships are taking damage. The humans aren't even using their main weapons, just defensive systems turned offensive." "No." Drazak slammed his fist down. "I will not be defeated by primitives." He ordered his ship to charge directly at what he believed was the real Defiant. It was a desperate move, meant to either ram the human vessel or get close enough that they couldn't miss. "Krell flagship on collision course," Daniel warned. Lisa nodded. "They're getting desperate. Mr. Cooper, execute Maneuver Phoenix." "Yes, Captain," Ryan replied. The Defiant waited until the last possible moment, then fired its thrusters in a complex pattern. The ship rolled sideways and up, letting the Krell ship pass just underneath. As it did, Daniel fired a precise shot that disabled the Krell's remaining weapon systems. Now all 3 Krell ships hung in space, engines or weapons disabled, unable to continue the fight or flee. "Open a channel to Captain Drazak," Lisa ordered. Drazak's furious face appeared on screen. "What kind of trickery is this? What are you?" "We are humans," Lisa replied simply. "And we just gave you a lesson in warfare. Your ships are disabled, but your life support is intact. We could destroy you, but that's not our way." "Then what do you want?" Drazak asked, his voice a mixture of rage and fear. "You will power down all remaining systems except life support. You will wait here until a Galactic Council peacekeeping force arrives to arrest you for piracy. If you attempt to repair your ships or attack again, we will not be as merciful." Drazak's eyes narrowed. "And if I refuse?" Lisa's expression didn't change. "Then I'll be forced to demonstrate what happens when a human ship actually tries to destroy an enemy, rather than just disable it." Something in her calm certainty made Drazak hesitate. Finally, he nodded stiffly. "We will comply." As the channel closed, Jack turned to Lisa. "Think they'll keep their word?" "They will," Lisa said confidently. "Mr. Winters, contact the Novari ship. Ask them to relay what happened here to the Galactic Council. Tell them we'll escort them to Centauri Prime." "Yes, Captain." The Defiant moved gracefully out of the asteroid field to where the damaged Novari vessel waited. Captain Neil's face appeared on screen again, his expression one of pure awe. "Captain Morgan, We thank you. I've never seen such skill in battle. Lisa smiled. I'm just glad we could help. We'll escort you to Centauri Prime for repairs. The Council will want to hear of this, Neil said. They should know what humans are truly capable of. As the two ships set course for Centauri Prime, the crew of the Defiant began damage assessments and repairs. Despite facing 3 enemy warships, they had suffered only minor damage to non-critical systems. In her ready room, Lisa sent a message to Earth Command, explaining the delay in their diplomatic mission and the encounter with the Krell. She ended with a personal note. The Galactic Council is about to learn that humanity is not to be underestimated. Our first impression won't be as petitioners, but as equals. The grand meeting hall of the Galactic Council buzzed with excited whispers. Representatives of 47 species sat in curved rows that rose like steps in a giant bowl. At the center stood a circular platform where speakers addressed the Council. Captain Lisa Morgan and First Officer Jack Peterson stood just outside the massive doors, waiting to be called in. Their dress uniforms were spotless, but they showed signs of their recent battle, a small burn mark on Jack's sleeve, a temporary patch on Lisa's collar where a spark had landed during the fight. Ready? Jack asked quietly. Lisa took a deep breath. Not exactly how I planned to make our first impression. I'd say it's better, Jack replied with a small smile. They expected to meet diplomats. Instead, they get heroes. The doors swung open, and a tall, thin alien with pale green skin approached. I am Assistant Secretary Vel. The Council is ready for you now. They followed Vel into the chamber. Lisa felt hundreds of eyes on her, some with pupils, some with compound lenses, some glowing with internal light. The chamber fell silent as they walked toward the center platform. Standing on a raised dais were 5 aliens, the High Council members who led the assembly. In the center stood a majestic being with 4 arms and skin that shifted colors like an Earth chameleon. This was High Counselor Zinn, leader of the Galactic Council. Captain Lisa Morgan and First Officer Jack Peterson of Earth, announced Vel, representatives of humanity. High Counselor Zinn's skin rippled with blue and gold patterns, a sign of interest Lisa had been told during her briefings. Captain Morgan, Zinn spoke, his voice deep and melodic. Your scheduled appearance before this council has been preceded by most unexpected news. From the side of the room stepped forward Captain Neil of the Novari vessel. His injuries had been treated, but he still moved carefully. Honorable Council, Neil said, bowing slightly. I must inform you that my ship and crew would not be alive today if not for the human vessel Defiant. Captain Morgan diverted from her appointed course to Centauri Prime when she heard our distress call. She then engaged and defeated 3 Krell warships with a single vessel. A wave of murmurs swept through the chamber. Many counselors leaned forward in their seats. From another section rose a large, imposing figure in ornate armor. His skin was deep purple with ridge-like patterns across his face. This was High Commander Zexi Thalor of the Arcturus Dominion, the Council's military advisor. This account seems exaggerated, Zexi Thalor said, his voice rumbling through the chamber. 3 Krell warships defeated by 1 small human vessel? Impossible. With respect, Commander, Neil replied. I witnessed it myself. The human ship moved like nothing I've ever seen. They used technologies unknown to the Council. Point defense grids, energy-absorbing hulls, holographic decoys. They disabled the Krell ships without destroying them. Zexthaler frowned. Point defense grids are theoretical. No species has successfully deployed them in combat conditions. The reaction time required is beyond biological capability. Lisa stepped forward. With permission, High Counselor, I can explain. Zinn nodded. Please do, Captain. Human vessels are designed with integrated AI assistance systems that enhance crew reaction times, Lisa explained. Our point defense grid uses predictive algorithms to anticipate enemy fire patterns. As for our chameleon hull, it's based on principles discovered by Earth scientists only 20 years ago. 20 years? Another council member exclaimed. Such technology would take a century to develop. Humans adapt quickly, Lisa said simply. High Commander Zex Thaler crossed his massive arms. I would like to inspect this vessel, see these innovations for myself. Lisa exchanged a quick glance with Jack. This wasn't part of the protocol they had prepared for, but it might be the perfect opportunity to demonstrate humanity's worth to the Council. Of course, Commander. The Defiant is open for inspection. We have nothing to hide. High Counselor Zin's skin shifted to purple. Surprise. That is, unusually accommodating, Captain. Most species guard their military technology jealously. We're not here as conquerors or competitors, Lisa replied. Earth seeks peaceful cooperation with the Galactic Council. Very well, Zin decided. High Commander Zex Thalor will lead a delegation to inspect your vessel. After that, we will continue formal deliberations on Earth's petition for membership. 2 hours later, a shuttle from Centauri Prime approached the USS Defiant. Inside were High Commander Zexa Thalor, 3 military advisors from different council species, and a civilian representative, Ambassador Li Na of the Aelori, who had supported Earth's petition from the beginning. Captain Lisa Morgan, back in her standard uniform, waited in the docking bay with Chief Engineer Samantha Kelly, Security Chief Olivia Martinez, and Medical Officer Nathan Grant. The delegation stepped out of the shuttle, Zex Thalor ducking his head under the doorway. His eyes immediately began scanning the docking bay, assessing, measuring. Welcome aboard the USS Defiant, Lisa greeted them. This is Chief Engineer Kelly, who will explain our propulsion and defense systems, Security Chief Martinez, who will escort you through secure areas, and Medical Officer Grant, who can show you our life support and medical facilities. Zex Thalor nodded stiffly. An efficient vessel requires an efficient tour. Let us begin with your weapon systems. Of course, Lisa replied. This way, please. As they walked through the corridors, Ambassador Li Na moved beside Lisa. Your ship is smaller than I expected, she said quietly. We value efficiency over size, Lisa explained. Human ships are designed to maximize function while minimizing resource requirements. A practical approach, Lena agreed. But unusual. Most species build larger as they advance. They reached the tactical center where Daniel Wright was running diagnostics on the defense systems. He stood at attention as the delegation entered. This is our tactical center, Lisa explained. From here we coordinate all defensive and offensive operations. Zex Thalor walked slowly around the room, examining the stations and displays. Your interfaces are unique. They seem designed for speed of operation rather than ceremonial significance. Samantha stepped forward. Human ship design prioritizes function over tradition. Each station is ergonomically optimized for the officer assigned to it. One of the military advisors, a bird-like being with iridescent feathers, pointed to a display. These are your weapon yields? They seem modest, Daniel nodded. The Defiant isn't designed to destroy but to disable. Precision over power. A curious philosophy for a warship, Zex Thalor commented. The Defiant isn't a warship, Lisa corrected. It's an exploration vessel with defensive capabilities. The delegation exchanged glances of confusion and disbelief. Not a warship? Zex Thalor repeated. Then how did you defeat 3 Krell vessels? Skill, adaptability, and the right technology in the right places, Samantha explained. Human engineers believe that elegant design beats brute force. The tour continued through engineering, where Samantha explained the propulsion systems, the medical bay, where Nathan demonstrated human medical technology, and finally the bridge, where the rest of the crew stood at their stations. Throughout the tour, Zex Thalor said little, but his eyes missed nothing. The other delegates asked questions, sometimes expressing surprise at the answers. When they reached the bridge, Zex Thalor finally spoke at length. Your vessel is not what I expected, Captain Morgan. It lacks the ceremonial spaces and grand weapons arrays common to Council member ships. Yet it defeated 3 enemy vessels through what you call precision and efficiency. I find this educational. Lisa smiled slightly. Sometimes the greatest strength comes not from size or power, but from using what you have effectively. Perhaps, Zex Thaler conceded. Yet I wonder if this vessel truly represents Earth's military capabilities or if it is, perhaps, less than your best. Before Lisa could answer, the ship's alarm sounded. Officer Alan Winters turned from his station. Captain, emergency transmission from Centauri Prime. A Krell battlecruiser has just emerged from hyperspace near the station. They're demanding the release of the raiders we captured. Lisa exchanged a quick glance with her officers, then looked at the delegation. It seems you'll get to see the Defiant in action again, Commander. Please return to your shuttle or secure yourselves in our guest quarters. We will remain on the bridge, Zex Thaler declared. If you permit it. I wish to observe human combat procedures. Lisa nodded. Very well, but stay clear of the operational areas. As the delegation moved to the side of the bridge, Lisa took her command chair. Mr. Winters, open a channel to Centauri Prime. Tell them we're on our way. The Defiant moved swiftly, out of dock, engines humming with power. On the main view screen they could see the Krell battlecruiser, a massive vessel at least 10 times the size of the Defiant, bristling with weapon ports. It seems, Zex Thaler said quietly to Ambassador Anna, that these humans are about to face a challenge they cannot overcome with clever tactics alone. The Krell battlecruiser hung in space like a dark cloud, its massive hull blocking out the stars behind it. On the bridge of the USS Defiant, Captain Lisa Morgan studied the tactical display with a calm that surprised the alien delegation. That vessel is 3 times the size of our largest Council warships, High Commander Zex Thaler said, his voice low. Its weapons could destroy this station and everyone on it. Lisa nodded. Yes, it's quite large. Yet you don't seem concerned, Ambassador, Lena observed. Size isn't everything, Lisa replied, then turned to Communications Officer Alan Winters. Open a channel to the Krell vessel. The view screen changed to show a Krell commander even larger and more fearsome than Captain Drazak. His scales were darker, marked with ceremonial scars that showed his high rank. I am Supreme Commander Krazak of the Krell Dominion, the alien growled. You have captured our hunting pack and interfered in Krell affairs. Return our warriors immediately, or we will destroy this station and all on it. Lisa stood, her posture straight and confident. This is Captain Lisa Morgan of the Earth vessel Defiant. Your warriors attacked a peaceful trading ship in neutral space. They have been detained legally under Galactic Council law. Krazak's eyes narrowed. Earth? The same tiny vessel that interfered before? You are either very brave or very foolish, human. Neither, Lisa replied calmly. I'm simply doing my job. Your warriors committed piracy. They will face justice. The Krell commander slammed a large fist onto his control panel. You dare lecture me on justice? The Krell take what we want. It is our way. You have 1 standard hour to release our warriors, or we attack. The screen went dark. High Commander Zex Thaler stepped forward. Captain Morgan, while your courage is admirable, it is also misplaced. The Defiant cannot stand against a Krell battlecruiser. Even our largest Council warships would struggle against such a vessel. What does he mean by hunting pack, Ambassador? Lena asked, looking worried. Krell society is built around hunting, Lisa explained. Those 3 ships we disabled were a training unit, young warriors learning their craft. This battlecruiser is their mothership, here to retrieve them. Zex Thaler's eyes widened. You defeated a Krell hunting pack? Those are elite units, trained from birth to fight together. We need to evacuate the station, one of the other delegates urged. The Krell do not make empty threats. Lisa turned to her first officer. Jack, contact Centauri Prime. Tell them to begin emergency protocols, but not to evacuate yet. That would cause panic. Yes, Captain, Jack replied, moving to a communications panel. Lisa then addressed her tactical officer. Mr. Wright, what's our status? Shields at 100%, weapons charged, all systems ready, Daniel reported. But Captain, our scans confirm that battlecruiser has enough firepower to obliterate us with a single volley. I'm aware of that, Lisa said. then turned to Security Chief Olivia Martinez. Chief, escort our guests to the observation deck. It will provide the safest view. View of what? Zexathalor demanded. Your destruction? Lisa smiled slightly. No, Commander. Something I think the Council needs to see. As Olivia led the delegation out, Lisa activated her personal communicator. Morgan to Admiral Miller. A moment passed, then a female voice responded. Miller here. I assume this is about the Krell battlecruiser? Yes, Admiral. They're demanding the release of the raiding party we captured. They've threatened to destroy the station if we don't comply. Understood. We monitored your encounter with the raiders. Good work, Captain. What's your assessment of the current situation? Lisa glanced at the tactical display showing the massive Krell vessel. The Defiant can't handle this alone, Admiral, and there are nearly 10,000 civilians on that station. Agreed. Hold position. We're on our way. Miller out. On the observation deck, the delegation stood by the large viewport windows. The Krell battlecruiser dominated the view, its weapons ports glowing with energy as it prepared to attack. I don't understand, Ambassador Lena said to Zexathalor. The captain seemed certain of something, but what help could possibly arrive in time? Zexathalor shook his head. The nearest council fleet is 3 days away at maximum speed. Whatever. The human captain is planning it cannot. He stopped mid-sentence as space itself seemed to tear open. 3 points of light appeared, growing rapidly into swirling vortices of blue-white energy. What is that? One of the delegates gasped. Security Chief Olivia Martinez, standing near the back of the room, allowed herself a small smile. That, esteemed delegates, is humanity's quantum-fold drive in action. From each vortex emerged a ship. Not small vessels like the Defiant, but sleek, powerful warships with clean lines and purposeful designs. They were not as large as the Krell battlecruiser, but their appearance carried an unmistakable air of lethal efficiency. The USS Intrepid, USS Valor, and USS Liberty, Olivia identified them. Earth's Third Fleet Rapid Response Unit. On the bridge of the Defiant, Lisa watched as the 3 human warships took up perfect formation around the Krell vessel. Captain, Communications Officer Winters called out. Admiral Miller is hailing the Krell ship. She's putting us in the loop. On screen they saw Admiral Grace Miller, a stern-faced woman with silver hair and the bearing of someone used to command. Krell vessel, this is Admiral Grace Miller of Earth Fleet. You have entered Council space and threatened violence against a civilian station. Power down your weapons immediately or face consequences. The Krell Supreme Commander appeared on a split screen, looking shocked. What trickery is this? Where did these ships come from? No trickery, Admiral Miller replied calmly. Just superior technology. You have 30 seconds to power down your weapons and engines. Krazak recovered his composure and snarled. You think 3 ships can match a Krell battlecruiser? We will destroy you all. I think you misunderstand the situation, Miller said. We're not here to fight you. We're here to prevent you from making a terrible mistake. 20 seconds. The Krell commander roared orders to his crew. The battlecruiser's weapons glowed brighter, preparing to fire. Pity, Admiral Miller said. Captain Morgan, please move the Defiant clear. All ships, execute containment protocol. The 3 human warships began to move with incredible speed and precision. They circled the Krell vessel, firing precise beams that struck weapon ports, engine vents, and communication arrays. Within seconds, the massive battlecruiser was completely disabled, floating powerless in space. On the observation deck, the delegation stood in stunned silence. That's impossible, Zexathalor finally said. The targeting systems required for such precision, the coordination between ships. Lisa Morgan entered the observation deck, having left the bridge now that the situation was under control. High Commander, she said to Zexathalor. Earlier you asked if the Defiant truly represented Earth's military capabilities. Now you have your answer. The Defiant is not a warship at all, is it? Zexathalor asked quietly. Lisa shook her head. No. As I told you, it's an exploration vessel with defensive capabilities. Those, she pointed to the 3 ships now surrounding the helpless Krell battlecruiser. are human warships. Ambassador Lena stepped forward. Captain Morgan, I believe. I speak for the entire council when I say we may have underestimated humanity. A common mistake, Lisa replied with a small smile. One the Krell just made as well. Back in the council chambers an hour later, High Counselor Zinn addressed the full assembly. In light of today's events, Zinn announced, his skin rippling with colors of respect and admiration, the petition of Earth for membership in the Galactic Council will be given priority consideration. Their actions in defense of a council vessel, their adherence to our laws regarding prisoners rather than destroying their enemies, and their swift response to a threat against this very station demonstrate they are ready to join our community. High Commander Zex Thalor rose to speak. I wish to add that human military technology and tactics are unlike anything we have seen before. They value precision over power, efficiency over size, and protection over destruction. These are qualities worthy of respect. After the session ended, Zexthaler approached Lisa and Jack in a private chamber. Captain Morgan, he said, his voice low so only they could hear. There is something I must know. If your exploration ships are this formidable, and your warships so precisely lethal, what else does humanity possess that you haven't shown us? Lisa smiled. Commander, we've been in space for only 30 years. We're still learning, still growing. What you saw today is just the beginning of what humanity can achieve. Zexithalor nodded slowly. Then I am glad Earth wishes to be our ally, rather than our enemy. That has always been our hope, Lisa replied. Humanity doesn't seek conquest or dominion. We want to explore, to learn, to grow alongside other species. But make no mistake. Her expression grew serious. We will always defend ourselves and others who cannot defend themselves. A noble perspective, Zexithalor acknowledged. And now, after seeing human warships in action, one that the Council will certainly respect. As Zexthaler walked away, Jack turned to Lisa with a grin. Not bad for a first impression on the Galactic Council. Lisa laughed softly. No, not bad at all. I think humanity's future in the galaxy just got a lot brighter. Above them, through the transparent dome of the chamber, the stars shone down. No longer distant and unreachable, but a field of endless possibilities for humanity's journey among them.